I'm Mary Kilkelly, and I have never known what it's like to live without my Catholic faith. At school, we always had to learn our catechism every night, learn it off by heart, and that stayed with me forever, all those things I learned.
I found that the Mercy nuns gave me a Catholic education that has stayed with me all my life. Similar to Mary, we had to learn our catechism, and it gave me a love of being Catholic. I became an altar boy, got that much closer to the Mass and to understanding the Mass, and in those days answering it in Latin and understanding what you were saying.
I met Jo at a Catholic youth dance in Greymouth.
Yeah, the only thing she liked about me was that I was Catholic, that I had an Irish name, and I could dance. But when I went home to meet her family and met her grandmother, she loved me from day one, so it made everything easy.
We were married in Greymouth in December 28th, 1963, and came up to Rotorua. We had 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls. The oldest of our children, Matthew, was born deaf, profoundly deaf, and he has the most wonderful faith. God's given him a wonderful gift of faith. And he's never heard a word in his life, but he's got the faith from the heart. Our 6th child, Paul, we adopted him, brought him home from Green Lane Hospital at 6 months old. He'd been in there having heart surgery, which was called great transposition of the greater vessels. And so at 6 months old, he came home, and the other children loved him. He was quite fragile at that stage, and he grew up to have a very happy life. And he was an altar server for Father Pat Holland, who called him his beloved altar boy. And he died at 11 in his sleep, and that was a very big loss to us all. But it was our faith that got us through those days.
He was a great blessing, and his death was a great education for the rest of our children. And they show a compassion that you couldn't teach except through him. Most days, now that I'm retired, Mary and I sit down at 3 o'clock and say the Divine Mercy together. And we pray together every night before we go to sleep.
As I said, I've grown up with my faith, and it's increased throughout my lifetime. And I love it above everything else in this world.